are interested in showing in the Garden State Art Fair on April 27th, please start bringing your artwork to the next art class. Next Wednesday, April 16th, bring your artwork. It does not have to be framed, but it must be signed. Any questions about that? Lisa, did you hear me? I will tell her individually, not to worry. So start bringing your artwork next week. I'm not going to stipulate how many, but I think one large piece and one small piece at this point would be great. And by large, I mean 18 by 12, small 11 by 8. But it's a storefront. It's large. It's a window. It's a storefront. It's a shop on 8th and Washington Street. No. We are going to have metal display units, and I'm going to clip their standing display units. I'm going to clip your art to the display units, depending on how much work I have. We're going to put art on both sides of the units. And you've seen these display units. I've used them for my work and my husband's work at the art and music festivals, those of you who have visited our booth at the Art and Music Festival. They are the same. They're white metal display units, and your artwork will be clipped, so you don't need frames.
It's a metal grid work, right?
It is a metal white grid. Right. Yeah. All right, so let's begin. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Art with Liz here at the Hoboken Library. I want to start by thanking the Hoboken Library for its generosity in allowing us to have these classes both here in the library and at home for those of you who are unable to attend in person. We are in the month of April. April is a month in which we celebrate many things. It is National Poetry Month, it is Arab American History Month, and it is also Jazz Awareness Month. Today, we are going to look at the art of an Arab American artist. His name is Athir Shayota. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing his name correctly. Apologies to him if I am not. Mr. Shayota is an artist from Iraq. He was born in 1968, and I have some conflicting information about him. One article that I found says that he is California-based, and the other article that I found says that he is New York-based. So perhaps one of you can figure out where exactly he is home-based. I'm looking at Lindsay. She is our researcher extraordinaire. No pressure, Lindsay. But he is based in the United States, even though he was born in Iraq, and he has exhibited in galleries and institutions all over the world, including the Detroit Institute of Arts in Minnesota, the Museum of American Art, the Arab American National Museum, the Cooper Union Humanities Gallery, etc., the Cathedral Church of St. John the Divine in New York City. The list is endless. So let's look at the slideshow of his work. We are going to consider his work, think about the kind of work that he does, and then I'll present a project for us to do today so that you can do your own work. He is, for the most part, a portrait artist. Can you share the joke? I need a good one.
Last name, I said to Maya. It looks like Japanese name.
It could be, but he is Iraqi. On the piece of paper I have here, they have spelled his name in Arabic, in fact, but I don't have, the kind of typewriter that would allow me to type it out for you. So if you Google him, you might be able to find his name in Arabic as well. And, we may not be pronouncing his name correctly. Does anyone here speak Arabic? You want to read it for us? Okay. Athir. Shiota. All right. So his work is rather realistic, straightforward. I think there's a lot of feeling. I heard some people go, "Oh, Alice, I think you were one of them." What do you think?
Well, it would be a good picture to copy because it's straight on. It's,
Not at an angle.
yeah. It's like what you said, it's straight on. No, I was just thinking, she's very direct and forceful.
Right. And the composition of this piece is pretty fantastic. Look at the negative space where her arms are, those red triangles. I love them, right? And as always, once you see the negative space, for me, I can't take my eyes off of those red triangles. They're almost more important than this woman's wonderful face.
It's almost an optical illusion.
Yes. Yeah, the red comes out rather than goes in.
I don't know what.
Right. And then the triangular shape of her earrings are mirrored in the triangles of the negative shape under her arms, and then the red triangles behind her head. Very cool also. But her eyes are quite wonderful, right? Very prominent and large. I love the shape of the neckline of her blouse. Follows, it's like the negative curve of her forehead and her hairline. There's a lot going on in this painting that I find very pleasing. Oh, okay. I'm not seeing that, but okay, Alice.
I find the shadow on her neck very distracting.
Okay. Who said that? Stephanie agrees
Yes.
with you, Alice, that there's like a shadow or halo behind her head.
Around the body.
All around the body, you see. So there's kind of a glowing thing that you're seeing. Awesome. It makes her stand out more, right? Cool. I love her stance, the power stance of this woman. She looks very strong. All right, let's go on. So this one's quite different, I think. Laura, Courtney is trying to enter. If you wouldn't mind letting her in, thank you. I'm not quite sure what she's sitting on. It's kind of mysterious, right?
Yeah, she's leaning on the wall. She dancing? I think she's dancing.
Oh, maybe she's dancing. That hadn't occurred to me.
Like she's just like.
That could be. I don't know. I assumed she was sitting on something. That's interesting. Maybe she's dancing. Okay, cool. Because her face to me looks like she's sleeping or sleepy or napping or she could be in ecstasy while she's dancing. All right. She could be laying on her back. Except, doesn't it look like a sink in the background?
I don't feel like that wall is right behind her. And look at her feet on the floor.
Yes.
With the line of the.
She is far away from the wall.
She's far away from the wall.
Even her shoulders are close to the wall.
Yeah, no.
I love that it's so enigmatic and it's making us think hard about what's going on in this picture. Very interesting. Her hand is quite small. I find that intriguing too.
I'm not laughing because my hand's full. I'm laughing because it reminds me of a Saturday Night Live skit when Kristen Wiig puts the little hands in. Little hand.
I haven't seen that one, so I believe you. I believe you. The face to me is quite wonderful, perfect proportions, as in the first portrait. I love the red of the skirt. All right, shall we move on or more comments about this image? Very different from the other two, I think. Always the same position. He likes when his subjects are facing forward. And again, we've spoken about this. This is very unusual for female subjects. Usually their gaze is not looking out to the audience. So this is quite wonderful. I like how large the person is, the way she fills the entire space. Notice that the figure runs off the edge of the image. You don't have to put the entire figure into the page. Yeah, even the head is cut off. Yup. It doesn't matter if the whole figure doesn't fit. And the fact, yes, the fact that it's not in the center and it's not a symmetrical composition makes it very interesting as well. Now, there's no light showing in the eyes, which gives it kind of, this one for me has a bit of a dead, flat feeling to it. It's less expressive for me than the others have been. She does not look happy to me. Yes, it's like for a passport picture or your license picture. Agreed.
It doesn't look like a photograph. Yeah, it does. That's what it does. It does. Yes. Increases. No, I was thinking. I haven't seen it, because just the way it's cropped and. Yeah. It also reminds me of Alex Katz. And it reminds me of Diane August. Her photograph.
Yes, in fact, all of these. All right, so Dion Arbus. So Heather's referencing, she's referencing two artists that we've spoken about in the past. Alex Katz is an American portrait painter, and he also does this kind of flat, emotionless portrait painting. And then Dion Arbus is an American photographer who photographs, how to put this, different people, unusual people out of the ordinary people.
But straight on like
And straight on, yes, usually.
motion.
You don't think she's emotional. That's right, you said she looks sad to you.
I said.
Oh, Eileen said she looks sad. The colors in this are unusual, I think, too. That yellow, green, and
Mustard.
Some happy colors either.
you don't think they're happy colors. Okay. Anyone think the reverse? No. Okay, let's move on. Again, though, I just want to mention, I love the neckline and the collar on this and the way it kind of mirrors the line of the hair, you know, the outer edge of the hair has a similar curvature as the collar of her blouse. I keep looking at that. My eye keeps being drawn to those two things.
I'm sorry. Go back.
I'll try. Usually when I do that, it moves to the next slide.
The shadow.
Yeah. Darn. Here's what we can do.
You don't have that.
What?
Very hard shadow around it.
Yes, they all have that. I'm glad you mentioned that. Yes.
I guess the light comes from the above.
From
Because
one
the
side.
shadow is everywhere. Top of the shoulder.
Could be. Could be, or it's just what he does. It may be his personal style. Because they all have it.
Eyes on line and that shadow almost appetites.
It does it. It certainly divides it in half. I'm not sure why he's doing that to the composition. I didn't hear that, Esty.
Almost.
Almost.
Why she's so sad. That's good. Oh, no, in the French Revolution.
In Iraq, the French Revolution in Iraq. All right, let's move on.
He's got weird hands too.
Yes, his hands appear to be quite small compared to his head. Although the one on our left, his right hand looks to be in proportion. The one on his left seems to be a bit small.
Like somebody cut off his fingers.
Well, his hand, it's bent, his fingers are bent.
It's like, but who does that?
Well, I would.
He doesn't want to show off his fingers.
I love the expression on this one. He doesn't have the dark shadow underneath in this one. There's a dark shadow at the bottom of the chin, but it's not big, and and heavy like in the others. And the horizon line isn't decapitating him. Further down by the elbows.
But it shows really well, like his posture, one shoulder is higher than the other, like an aging body, right? See there, like a little.
Yes. Yep.
Little weak core. I see that. That's the way I see it. A little nervousness because probably the way he's holding his left hand folded.
Yes, you can read a lot into this particular portrait. I agree. And don't you love the texture in this one? Really, really, really love the textural effects that he's gotten in this. I don't have any information about what media he uses. This one looks like oils to me. I don't know. He holds a Master of Fine Arts degree in painting from Washington University in St. Louis, Missouri. He's been reviewed or featured in publications like the New York Times, Art Asia Pacific Magazine's Almanac, etc. I think the colors in this are quite nice. Like that Payne's gray. Payne's gray is a grayish blue color. Yes. This one reminds me of Alice Neal and Alex Katz. Yes.
He kind of tells you how he feels about somebody in a picture. Don't you think so?
I think so.
Like he loves her. He likes her.
I don't know. Okay. Why? What makes you say that?
She's smooth. She's pretty. You know, he looks. She's not necessarily in love with him, but he likes her the most out of all the people he's painted so far.
Okay.
The negative spaces around to really highlight the big.
Yeah.
I agree. And the horizon line's moved up again.
Wow, yeah.
The background has smoothed out. There is texture, but way less. There's that halo thing, Alice, again. And the dark shadow under the chin. Yep. The colors are fabulous in this one. Really nice. If this doesn't inspire you to mix colors today, guys, I don't know.
Yeah, that's perfect.
These are the kinds of colors you cannot get straight out of the bottle. You just cannot.
The shadow.
I love the composition in this piece. That rectangle coming in off the right-hand side, is it a painting on an easel? I'm not sure what's going on with this, but I love that triangle thing happening on the right side.
This guy is more relaxed than all the other.
You think?
Not sitting proper, he's not
Right, it's
safe than the others. Not real feminine.
this is a more candid kind of. Lin-
Yeah.
Linda, what? And Linda, what do you want to say?
I agree with that. This is just more relaxed, whereas the other is more like posing.
More formal. Yes.
He is looking down. Like the other one.
It's not straight. The gaze is not straight ahead. Yep. Well, kind of like the woman in the red dress that we couldn't figure out if she was dancing or seated. He looks a little sleepy to to me.
That white shirt.
His t-shirt, yeah.
His belly button.
Oh, white.
I like he kind of has a big round belly. Excuse me, and I like how he created, do you see, with just that little bit of shadow, he's created the form of the man's belly. Really nice. And the dark rectangles of the windows behind him make him really, the figure really stand out. So it's very nice composition. Simple, direct, and strong. This is one of my favorites. I like this one. Look at the dark line around the child's legs. It's quite wonderful. And then the upright character of her figure with the upright leaves in the plant behind her, the green of the t-shirt, the green of the straight, tall leaves. See how it forces you to look back into the painting, how it creates the depth of field, as well as that diagonal line at the bottom of the wall. It's wonderful. And then that hot pink car that she's sitting on, reflected in the pink highlights in her skin.
Funny because usually you would have the foreshortening, and this is the opposite of that.
It is.
Yeah.
I love the way her feet run off the edge. I just like, this picture makes me happy. I like looking at it. And there are things that don't work, like folks at home, sorry you can't see me doing this, but notice the way the floorboards don't match the perspective of the wall. You see that? It's very interesting. Although he fixes it here, it works here, but not here. And who cares? All right, I want to zip through because we're starting to. This is I would like to meet this person. There's something sweet about his face.
Yeah, and his hands are huge.
Yes,
Like Gary Coleman. No, I don't.
Gary Coleman.
Comparing to the hands, right?
I think he draws how he feels about people. Like he accentuates.
I like that, Jen. He draws about how he feels about people. These may be his parents. Talk about formal. And the words are in Arabic. I wish I could read them for us, but I cannot. Esty, it's kind of blurry. I don't know. I'm sorry, Daniel. I'm sorry. News reporters could be.
Table, probably the guy from the Arab country, and probably 11, what they say.
Could be. We have seen these two people in previous portraits, though. So I'm thinking they're family. So good hypothesis, but I think they're family. All right. So, Athir Shayota, any final thoughts, comments, ideas? We're going to stop the share then. And today, I am inviting folks to either copy a picture of Mr. Shayota's work that I'm going to put up on the screen, or I notice some of you have brought in photographs of your own to work from, or I have brought in pictures from magazines for you to work from. We are doing portraits. If you would like a review of how to draw the human face, I can do a quick run through of the slideshow. I have shown this to you multiple times, but I'm happy to do it again. At the back, for those of you who are here, I have acrylic paint, I have soft pastels, watercolor paints, colored pencils, Conte crayons. Did I say colored pencils? Regular pencils, and just regular white paper and the magazine photos. So you have multiple media to choose from. We looked at Mr. Shayota's fabulous colors. I would recommend today, after you do the pencil sketch of your face, that you try working in acrylic and experiment with mixing colors to create your portrait. Any questions? All right, let me see, show of hands. Who would like to see the slideshow on how to draw the human face? All right, so I will do that quickly. The rest of you may, as quietly as you can, get your materials. Please try and keep the noise down to a minimum so that those folks who want to watch the slideshow can hear me. And as soon as I'm done with the slideshow, I'll put up a picture on the screen for those of you who want to copy it. All right, let's begin work. No, that's not what I want. Oh, yes, this is what I want. Okay. All right, proportions of the human face. Here we go. So the human face is symmetrical, and artists like to draw guidelines to help them remember that. You can see the line down the middle of the face. That indicates the symmetry of the face. We are pretty much the same on both sides. This horizontal line here indicates where the eyes go. The eyes are halfway down the oval on the human face. This horizontal line at the base of the nose is where you put the nose line. It falls halfway between the eyes and the chin, nose line. The final horizontal line in this picture is at the bottom of the mouth, which falls halfway between the bottom of the nose and the chin. All right, and that's this diagram, quite simply. The other thing you might want to notice is where the ear sits on the face. It falls between the eyebrow and the bottom of the nose. I call that the ear corridor. So when you start your sketch of the face today, start with the oval or the egg shape. Faces are ovals. And then you lightly pencil in the vertical line and then the three horizontals as guidelines. Yeah, you can take a picture of this to help you remember. I'll wait to go to the next slide. Okay, here we go. So this is another way of looking at the human face. It's very helpful to know that the edge of the nose falls directly from the inner corner of the eye. This is one of my favorite things. Let me just go get a ruler. Demonstrate.
What did you say?
Everybody can look at me for a second. If you go from the inner corner of the eye straight down, it hits the outer edge of the nostril. So the width of the nose, and this is true for everyone, the width of the nose is exactly straight down from the inner corner of the eye. It's very cool, right? Then if you drop right from the pupil straight down, you hit the outer corner of the mouth. See that? This diagram is not very accurate, but it's good for the nose, not for the mouth. But if you were to drop a line straight down from the inner corner of the eye, you see that? How it hits the outer corner of the mouth. You can find these diagrams all over the internet. There are thousands of diagrams. You Google in proportions of the human face. Here's another one that breaks it down into mathematical proportions. If you're a mathematical person, the Greeks created something, an equation called the golden mean for the proportions of the perfect human face. And this is an example of that. I'll let folks take a picture of this and then I'm going to move on. And you can find all of these on the internet, as I mentioned. You can measure proportions on the human face by eye length. This picture is really creepy, right? But the human face is 5 eye lengths wide. You can measure on your own head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 eye lengths. And you can use the eye length as a measuring tool for everything on the face. From the bridge of the nose to the tip of the nose is 1 eye length, for example. It's awesome. And this is one of my favorite diagrams. I have had it printed out in previous classes and allowed folks to take it home. But again, just Google in proportions of the face. You can find it quite easily on the internet. And I think that's the last slide in the slideshow. Again, this one is so good to look at. You start with the oval. You put the vertical line down the middle to show that the face is the same on both sides. Horizontal guideline to show that the eyes are halfway down. The second horizontal to show that the nose is halfway between the eyes and the chin. And the third to show where the mouth is. And so on and so forth. And that's the end of our slideshow. We're going to stop the share on that. Now I'm going to put a picture up by Mr. Shayota for everyone to look at and use. Pick one where the person is staring straight ahead, right? That's what we want. Do we want the little girl sitting on the pink car? You want that, Alina. Actually, I think I'm going to put another one up that might be, people might think this one is easier. All right, so for those of you who have no picture to work from, check out this one. You can copy and do a portrait inspired by Athir Shoyota's work. Let's have some fun doing portraits. Start first in pencil would be my recommendation. For those of you who missed it, if you want to be in our art show on April 27th, the Garden State Art Show, please start bringing artwork next Wednesday, April 16th. You don't need to have it framed. Make sure it is signed. Most artists sign their artwork in the bottom right-hand corner.
Now, what exactly is the show?
It's a show of art. All my students, people in this class, the Tuesday class, my artists in transition that I work with on Monday nights and Tuesday mornings as well. Their artwork will be on display also. And there are going to be artists all over Hoboken. Artists in the Newman Leather, the Monroe Center will be showing their work, and in their private studios in Hoboken.
And that's the 26th. We're gonna set up the stuff.
If,
And then the
if you
20th.
still can come.
Oh,
I
yes,
found
I'm
a
set.
very nice young man who's gonna also go. I don't know what time yet. I'll let you know.
Oh, yeah,
Laura.
it's part of the Garden State art.
Yes, it's art from
They have a
all,
website.
art and artists from all over the state. will be
It's called the
showing
Garden
work.
State Art. It's been
Huge
used for a
thing.
few years now. Hoboken has just begun to participate in the last year or two, right?
Right. Last year was the first year Hoboken participated. We have Jerry Fallow, former director of cultural affairs, to thank for getting us involved in it. This is a great picture. Can you make it a little larger? Can you really see her face?
Did you say the 20th? Because my sister's sitting.
Yeah, she was young here. She died at
But what did you say about the
15
26th?
years
If I
ago.
could come down the 26th, do you have one that Saturday? I think I have enough help now. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah, no, it's my sister. Well, how much longer you want?
she probably was 15.
I know, I'm not.
25.
Why don't you bring something that you
Oh, yeah.
think?
She's died.
Yeah, but if I'm not gonna be
She
here.
didn't come out on that.
Other people will get to see.
I don't feel.
Oh,
I think, yeah,
She
I
was born and
certainly will
raised in
not-
Hoboken.
yeah, I don't
Died
feel
about
it.
Okay.
15 years ago.
This is all new to me.
I think you've done some beautiful work, but I'm
Thank you.
looking for it.
Thank you.
Not gonna,
Yeah. I know. I'll continue on.
thank you. If you don't want to use painted heads, the contour crayons and the soft pastels are also great to use for color mixing. That's old. I'm glad, I feel like most everyone liked this artist today. Good. Feel like you can relate. Next week, our artist, someone who is inspired by jazz.
Come to a big jazz.
Next week, the next way. Okay, good. Just make sure your name. If I'm a wonder.
Church. The front, right?
I said.
Is it from 11 to 6? Oh,
Yeah.
11 to 11.
I know.
It's an
Don't
8
come
in
and get
Washington.
that.
Write it down.
Where is it? It's a St. Matthew's Church. It's on 8th and Washington.
St. Matthew's Trinity Church.
It's just my notes. In Hoboken. In Hoboken.
8th and Washington
It's an
Street
8th and Washington. 8 Washington. 8. No. So it's near the church. It's not too hard. It's 8. It's in the middle.
It's across the street from.
Margarita's.
That restaurant.
Margarita.
What?
Margarita.
Margarita's restaurant is across the street.
What's the name? St. Matthew's Trinity Church.
Gonna write it down.
Trinity. It's a church. It's a church, but it's a church. I mean, it's like,
Well, that's nice. Let's see.
take a picture.
Wow. Oh. Thank you.
I'm making one for you right now. vital things to the information about the arch. The arch.
Oh, no, thank you.
Well, is it? Well. That's it. Either next Tuesday or next Wednesday. The green one. Okay.
Tuesday or Wednesday? I think I'll have to say it.
No, Frank, it's green art.
Next Tuesday. No, next Tuesday or Wednesday. No, Tuesday or Wednesday.
One day.
Oh, they're gonna place it inside the church?
Inside the story. That is part of the church property. I'm gonna hang the show Saturday with Tom. Which is why I want you to start bringing artwork next.
Yes, I have 26 and then 27 starts at what time?
I'm not sure if it's 11 or 12. I'll be there at 11.
If it's 11, once an hour.
I'll be there at 11.
Yeah, if it's 11, that's not a problem.
Okay.
Oh, I could come for an hour.
They have Sunday school there until 10:30, so I'll be there at 11.
All right, that's great for me, because I gotta have a town.
St. Matt's, Trinity,
But the street address is Hudson Street, that's why I can't give you an exact street.
I thought it
It's
was
57 Street.
Where our show is gonna be John Watson.
Yeah.
The entrance to the church.
The Lutheran church. Yeah, yeah.
She will meet Folks at home, you're good? Yes. Good. Oh, this is bigger. The pupil. That's enough of them. Bigger. Otherwise, the first. But this is. Okay, so you need a little bit, yeah. It's good, it's good. So, a little bit bigger, the whites are showing. That means there is we're working on it. All right. Take care of yourself.
This is wonderful. I pretty much but I thought interested by the
Yeah.
it's not the good.
No, it's a wonderful drawing. Stop it. You might want to revisit this distance on the side of the nose to the side of the cheek. It might zoom a little bit closer. Maybe just a little more, but you look and think about it. Because that's the way I'm seeing it, and they see it differently. They're doing extremely well. Notice the size of the parts of the finger. Try and not think about them being the fingers. You just look at the section and draw them. Nice tubes or cylinders. You've got this. And this, you want to draw this part of the hand first. Then work on the finger. So, speaking of portraits, an artist we looked at and I think at least twice and studied a lot is Amy Sherrill. She's having a solo show. It's about to open at the Whitney.
I'm going.
Yeah, it's gotten already rave reviews before it's even open. So if you can get tickets to go, go. the art next week. It's not, I understand. Life is big. They even get the norms. Million. We're gonna do started clearly.
I told her that this was the house and just with the garden, it would be 100% as well.
No, Coleman. This is, I was working on my grandmother, my phone died.
Oh, no. Well, you
But I'll bring
work
it
on
back.
home.
Exactly. Yeah, I did have a good story. I don't see it. Yeah, I can't even
Pictures.
pull up the picture either.
Okay.
They're just both hot.
I just
I would give them both that.
threw that and
They're both really
I
hot.
really love Idris.
He's a- Idris Elba is a very famous actor who started out in a series called The Wire. The Wire. This Coleman Domingo of Walking Dead fame. Now so many movies. Oh, he's very chic, like a poster boy for every designer.
All right, so the young man who sent me just texted and said, probably 4 to 5. Especially.
Oh, I don't even have.
See how much we like it.
Yeah.
Alan,
So dependent on it.
I'm 30 miles without charging. My son moved my phone charger last week. Yeah, no. Nutrition, skin, everything. When I first started doing this,
He's got.
I think it's Diane. Diane. You're not pulling so to Jennifer right now. You went from calendaring to, you got lost in the picture of the Excel box. That's something I would do.
I think it's universal. It's not get lost in pictures.
So what time? He said 4 to 5?
So far, that's where we're at.
Okay, so I'm putting like, I'm figuring like 3 p.m.
Yeah, he was born in London.
He was actually born in London.
Yes. That I didn't know. What's his ethnicity? Sierra Leone, mother Ghana.
Mhm.
His father was Sierra Leone, and the mother's from Ghana. A lot of British visual artists who are born in London.
There's a show right now, the National Geographic just did it. It's a documentary about artists.
Cool.
Oh, that's.
What do you know? You have to experiment.
Artists are about excited about I would still get the morning.
Okay.
It's theirs.
Yeah, I'm trying to see how I could do that.
That's
Yeah, yeah.
So how many people?
and then more
How many people?
Oh, we go till 12:30, so we still have time. I was just about to say, yikes, we got to start cleaning, but no.
You did it wrong.
Yeah. See how the primary colors are working. It's much closer to the head. To the quiet corner.
I still can't see.
You need to cover. Oh, I don't know if we use actual color. Or if you're saying that. And then this is nose, yeah. You see?
Wow. Yeah, no. I like it. Wow.
I don't.
The perspective can change them. Oh. Mhm. Yeah.
Yours looks a bit like the Mona Lisa.
problem is if you use your fingers.
Yeah.
I just-
You want me to look at your things out?
No, no.
You sure?
Yeah,
All right.
if my, if my.
This is a bit of a curve. Oh, yeah, a bit of a bump. Yeah. So here's the top. Where that line is. And draw the nose using lines as this, but it looks very flat and not realistic. So you use shadow in your finger. We're doing it. I want you to notice how dark her eyes are. Right. So the redness color is not what. No, I know. Okay, so you might want to work on that next, so she'll look more real, more alive. Here's how I'm looking last year. Good, Alan? Yeah, no. You can do it again. So remember, if you're trying to lighten, start light. You can get the color to the white. Keep on.
Same thing.
Other way you can try to know is by shading. See the darkest on this side. Starting up by the eye. It's quite dark. And now there's an inner line, which is in shadow. Hidden shape on the form, you know.
This is better. I didn't see, the other one I tried to do it. Like, local deal, it's a fast.
So the way drawn is a good way to you can draw the nose just with outline line. It's a good way to draw. You haven't seen lots of, if you want it to look three-dimensional and round, you can also draw this way by different shades.
Oh dear.
So this is wonderful to really run. I'm just showing you this way to remind you of how to do the shape. Yeah, so both ways are a good way. Okay. Very well.
Yeah, I think on that, probably. Just that.
Sports, you've done this. My exercise many. You can do whatever you want. Did really well. Since we did the large one. Science. Keep it for her. If I keep it today, then I will. Yeah, that would be better because I'll start the official file. And then I won't lose it, but if I take it today, chances or I'll put it in the wrong place. That's you. You only have 10 minutes. I think, so I believe that. Like.
It's gonna take me 6 months, but it'll be okay.
Sometimes that's worth it. It's a great job.
I like it.
They're two good ones.
Well, no,
What did you do that, what did you do that?
she's this one, I think it sort of looks like,
I feel like it looks like you,
oh, well, that's.
doesn't it?
No, I don't know, but Eddie, please.
It does, it's beautiful.
Well, it sort of looks like her, right?
It does look like her too, but it looks like you
Oh,
also,
okay.
in a weird way. It does, it really does.
Well, no, I mean, it takes me 10 times to look at anything else, so
This is great.
this would lend itself, because she, look at those gorgeous blue eyes. It would lend itself to the ebonite color. Did I leave it? You know, she's still ebonites. She went to Strella. No, I mean, like, very, sometimes it's fast, better to make it
Yeah,
look real.
and that could be your style.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I have, you have very strong arms. That should work. Yeah. Listen, I'm gonna cool my key. Yeah, if you don't.
It's only a few minutes. So
Yeah.
Don't worry
I
about
don't want to stand out in the cold.
I completely understand. No explanation required. Yeah, we have 5 minutes till cleanup, folks. We did so great with cleanup last week. Let's see if we can repeat it. It was impressive. There was too much work. You could go darker. You might want to use the black. One in the whole life. That's it. You could add more. You know, the skull is round and wide. You really want to. Get it there, huh? Yes.
Drawing, then frame it, if it's different, then I'm still. Yeah, the eyes are. My high. They're that.
Yeah, it's all right.
Alice?
No, I couldn't get the call to go. For some reason, my cell phone doesn't want to work live. You don't have any trouble getting calls in.
In fact, I get too many.
Oh, well.
Um, Were you able to call a car?
No, I'll go outside and do it. I prefer to do it, but I don't get it.
I usually have a hard time down here. If
Yeah.
you go to the main floor,
Yeah, yeah,
you should be able to go from inside.
okay.
Please let us know if you can do it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Sure. If I manage.
Grant does not make sense.
I want to work on this too. I want to get this, the behind the wall, the flower curves. Choose your.
Oh, I lost all my at-home people. All right, folks, let's clean up. There's no one at home with us at this point, so we could do an in-house sharing if you like. I'm going to stop the share on the screen. And let's clean up first, and then we can do a quick share. Sorry, Tamara, we have to stop and clean up. Clean up, 1, 2, 3. If we want to share, we have to clean up. Please keep on sharing. It's impossible to share while cleaning, because while you're cleaning, you make so much more. All right, I'm gonna take your.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Lynn.
It's always a problem. You are so well. Erosion in the oil. This seems like I finished. Who's one more? Somebody sorting. Oh. How are you doing? I have a coffee.
Flowers.
That's so these are the good shading. Another thing, you go home. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I don't know why.
Anybody realize what's going on?
Don't forget those of you who are leaving next week, bring your article, please. Don't forget.
I love her eyes. Really, she watching. Really, she really hard. Grandpa, no, she did too. She, yeah, we more like than grandpa.
I gotta show you my book. In the morning.
Not a region.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to sort that online. It happened. In very.
Right, who wants to share?
So Sherry? They travel. Thank you. I don't think I realized that.
Yes, I said, let's clean up first and then we'll share.
I'll share with my phone.
No, there's no one left at home, so it's in-house share.
All right. Okay, I'm working on a portrait of Coleman Domingo.
And you can share it on YouTube.
See you soon.
Bye tomorrow, you don't want to share? Look how cool.
Oh, okay.
It's just like him.
It will soon.
Yeah. Very well done. Bravo. And you're using watercolor, Jim?
Yeah.
Excellent.
I can share.
Who's next, Alina?
Coleman Domingo. It will be soon.
Looks just like it. Alina is next.
So I was working on a picture of my grandparents, my mom and from my mom's side. I posed them here. It was the time when we had a digital camera, so they were not getting a lot of pictures. And I think they dressed up a little bit here for me, and they were with the back to their garden where they grew like raspberries, strawberries, grapes, and they would make wine in the winter, in the fall. And I made it only in the pencil.
That's lovely. Very nice. Are you gonna use color for this one?
I'm gonna go home and try, yes, paint. I'm gonna try to
Nice.
paint them. Mhm.
Wonderful. Very difficult.
Make a
to
copy
family
of that.
member. Yeah, that's nice.
Okay, I did it here, but I'll do it outside.
Here's mine.
Oh, I like that.
Please. It looks very much like the young man that you were copying in the picture, and Lindsay is always great courage in her color mixing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the colors came really good.
Lindsay's using acrylic.
Wow.
It took a while. And
Okay,
then
Daniel, are you ready? Daniel, are you gonna share?
Well, I already made a lot of these in my time, and I usually try to, change the stuff. So I pick one from the magazine. So this is the reference that I use, video game magazine.
Well,
I use it more because of the exaggerated perspective.
Okay.
This is my result.
Wow, great.
I don't wanna miss it.
Right,
And I gotta
Daniel.
leave now.
Oh, you should have said I would have let
No,
you
no,
share
no, that's
first.
all right. That's okay. I wanna use the language.
The exaggerated perspective as well as the kind of like expression that something that I decided because sometimes going to the basic can get boring.
Nice.
I just wanted to push myself.
Really great. It is.
Great perspective from above.
Thank you, Liz.
Thank you, everyone.
I
Great
think we
job
continue to
today.
make the class 10 or 11. I think the 10:30 is not a good thing for like the elder ladies taking buses and stuff. We either gotta do 10 or 11.
But you did your. Oh, I just threw it out.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it looks like that. I'm more aware.
We'll take it under consideration. Thank you, Jen. All right. Goodbye, folks. And art on. And I will see everyone next week.